They built dream homes on television, but off camera, some HGTV personalities faced their own nightmares. Behind the glossy renovations and smiling faces, a darker side of fame has emerged. Stories of crime, convictions, and even prison time. These aren't rumors or gossip. These are court-documented cases that shocked fans and left many questioning how much we really know about the people who entertain us. Today, we're exploring the HGTV stars who went from renovation stardom to legal downfall. Their stories reveal how quickly success can unravel and serve as reminders that television fame doesn't always reflect real life. Not every HGTV story involving jail time ends in disgrace, though. Izzy Batteries, a contractor familiar to fans, a flip or flop, has been open about his troubled past. His story is one of struggle, but also redemption. In interviews, including one with People magazine, Izzy admitted to abusing PCP, methamphetamine, and alcohol. During this period of his life, he also spent time in jail. He has described how addiction consumed him and how difficult it was to break free. But Izzy chose a different path. He committed to sobriety, rebuilt his construction business, and eventually became a trusted contractor on Flip or Flop. His reliability and work ethic earned him respect from both his colleagues and the viewing audience. Today, Izzy runs a successful construction company, has a stable family life, and often uses his story to inspire others who may be struggling. His journey shows that even after hitting rock bottom, recovery and success are possible. Next, we turn to another case that unsettled HGTV's audience, but for entirely different reasons. A quick pause. If you want to stay updated on all things HGTV, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you're enjoying it so far, and drop a comment to share your thoughts. All right, let's jump back in. Charles Todd Hill appeared on Flip It to Win It, a competition-style renovation show that aired in 2014. On screen, he came across as confident, charismatic, and savvy in the world of real estate. But behind the scenes, prosecutors say Hill was engaged in elaborate fraud schemes. According to the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office and reporting by CBS News and People magazine, Hill defrauded investors out of nearly $10 million. His schemes included falsifying financial documents, mismanaging remodel budgets, laundering profits, and using investor money for personal expenses. The fraud ran deep, with both individuals and institutions suffering heavy losses. In April 2024, Hill was sentenced to 4 years in prison and 10 years of probation. He was also ordered to pay nearly $10 million in restitution. For viewers who remembered him from the show, the conviction was a shock. The confident entrepreneur portrayed on television was, in reality, operating a fraudulent house of cards. Fan reaction was immediate. Social media posts expressed disbelief, with many saying they felt duped by the polished image they had once admired. Others pointed out how easy it can be for television to create a character that doesn't reflect reality. For HGTV, it was another moment where the network had to explain that it doesn't control the personal choices of the people who appear on its shows. Finally, let's look at Christopher Dion, whose case horrified fans. In 2015, Dion hosted a pilot called Family Flip. It never advanced into a full series, but the appearance gave him a foothold in HGTV's orbit. To most viewers, he was just another aspiring home renovator hoping for a break in television. But years later, his name would resurface in ways no one expected. According to People magazine and the Hartford Courant, Dion was arrested in 2018 and charged with molesting a 10-year-old girl who was a friend of his daughter. The crime, prosecutors said, took place in 2017. His trial made headlines across Connecticut, and fans of HGTV were stunned. In court, Dion denied the accusations, but the jury found him guilty of risk of injury to a child and fourth-degree sexual assault. In 2019, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison, with 3 to serve, followed by 10 years of probation. He was also required to register as a sex offender and comply with strict protective orders. HGTV quickly distanced itself from Dion, removing promotional materials and clarifying that his show never became part of the regular lineup. Still, the damage to the network's wholesome image was done. For many fans, the revelation was a sobering reminder that television personas don't always reflect the reality behind closed doors. Taken together, the cases of Dion, Hill, and Batres highlight the very different outcomes of HGTV personalities who found themselves entangled in legal trouble. Dion's crime destroyed his reputation and freedom. Hill's greed led to a massive fraud conviction and financial ruin. Batres faced addiction in jail, but managed to turn his life into a story of resilience and redemption. These stories also raise questions about the role of networks like HGTV. Should they more carefully vet the people they feature? Or are these cases simply reminders that no background check can fully predict future behavior? Networks have a responsibility to protect their brand, but viewers also need to remember that TV stars are human beings, not flawless role models. It's equally important to separate fact from rumor. HGTV has dozens of stars, and many of them have faced controversies such as divorces, lawsuits, or public criticism. But those issues aren't crimes. Civil disputes or tabloid scandals are not the same as criminal convictions. That's why this discussion focuses only on cases confirmed by reputable reporting and official court records. So, what lessons can we take away as viewers? First, don't place television personalities on pedestals. HGTV stars may inspire us with their talent, but they're still people capable of mistakes. Second, redemption is possible. Izzy Batres' story proves that even after jail and addiction, people can rebuild their lives. And third, accountability matters. Fame may bring opportunity, but it doesn't shield anyone from the law. HGTV has given us countless hours of uplifting content and design inspiration. But as these cases show, not every story behind the camera matches the wholesome image we see on screen. Christopher Dion went from hosting a pilot to serving prison. Time for a shocking crime. Charles Todd Hill turned from a competitive flipper into a convicted fraudster. Izzy Batres spent time in jail, but rebuilt his life into one of redemption and success. These stories remind us that fame is not a shield from consequences. They also remind us that the choices people make, whether destructive or redemptive, shape what happens long after the cameras stop rolling. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do these cases change how you see HGTV stars, or do you view them as cautionary tales about the pressures of fame? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads.